claims process, high value VA claims, anything at all, let your boy know. We'll be on here for about 30 minutes or so. So if you got any questions, please don't wait to the end. I know you like to wait to the end, but you know, it's Friday. Try to get that sweet tea and whiskey going on. I know y'all talking about. Oh, happy Friday, happy Friday. If y'all jumping over from TikTok, let your boy know you came from TikTok. You know, over there in my fucking TikTok time out right now. But hey, until I get a question, as always, you know, just gonna, oh, we'll scoot you with this true crime. True crime. How's your Friday going? How's that VA claim evidence going? How you doing? I know we've been talking in the comments, but you know, hey, you know, happy Friday, happy Friday. Hopefully you got the wine, whiskey, or something on chill. Boy, need a haircut. Yeah, veterans, as y'all coming in, let your boy know if you got any questions on the VA disability claims process. What's up? It's going good, I guess. LOL. Okay, how's yours going? It's going good. I mean, I was gonna go live on you know, different platform, but over there on the tickety talk. But you know, your boy got timeout over there, so for some BS talking like I, you know, normally talk, but whatever the case. But you know, I'm over here, dedicated channel, anyways, helping vets, going, you know, trying to come up with some new content. You know, same old life, sipping on that good water, chilling, staying educated on that VA claims process, because we never know what's going on with them. And as y'all coming in, by all means, y'all got any questions pertaining to your VA disability journey, denied VA claims, Pact Act, presumptive conditions, active duty military, transitioning out of the military. Y'all got any questions? Let your boy know. Get y'all plussed up closer to 100% P&T this year. VA benefits. Chilling, straight chilling. Appreciate the like, appreciate the love, support. All right, till I get a question, as always, I'll just start, you know, talking about some VA. Okay, there you go. Took a minute. True crime, I got you. My pain management doc is awesome, but he only has been with the VA 9 months, and he's nervous about filling out the DBQ because his knucklehead nurse told him that a nexus letter is not needed. Okay, so, I mean, if he's out to help, he's out to help, you know, before he gets tainted by this, you know, dusty ass nurse telling him, no, don't give the vets DBQs, don't give them IMOs, don't help them build medical evidence for their claims. No, you know, just keep giving her medication. No, definitely want to talk to this doctor like, hey, you know, try to get that done before he gets tainted and everything like that. You know, get a DBQ out of him if he's willing, as well as, you know, it's not a nexus. I mean, it's called nexus letter, so it's pretty much an independent medical opinion. So if you're working with your own doctor, you know, more than likely, you know me, evaluate my medical treatment record, my STR, my disabilities. Obviously, you know, you've been seeing me for X amount of months. You have a good understanding of what this disability is and how it relates to it. He did hook it up. Okay, there you go. My medical records, so all the diagnosis I need. He is scared to do the SSD. He said the mental health doc is supposed to. I could tell I could influence the doc, but the male nurse. Okay, male nurse. Never heard of no male nurses. No, I'm fucking around. But let's see. Let's check it out. Was giving opposition. Okay. I'll say in that case, I mean, he can give you the diagnosis because it's more related to, you know, pain management anyways. But, you know, if he's having gripes, if he's having, you know, an issue with it, I mean, you could, you know, that's what I said. There you go. Fucking, be like, hey, you could be like, okay, you know, possibly talk to that psychiatrist. But if you're not getting the support you're getting at the VA medical, you can always go outside, you know, request for a, you know, community care, or just go the private route. It'll probably be your best bet, and getting that diagnosis. Because, you know, there's no need to just keep going through the process at least with your own VA medical, and they're not helping. I mean, that doctor's good, that pain management doctor's good, but if he's saying it should be given by a psychiatrist, which, in reality, a doctor can give those as well as, certain disabilities, mental health disabilities that a doctor can give. And if he's an MD, that's one of the specific disabilities he can give because it's specifically within his realm that he's currently doing right now. Pain management, physical therapy, stuff like that, anything musculoskeletal, he should be able to diagnose regardless if it's considered a mental health disability or if it's, just related to, somatic symptom disorder. He did all the diagnosis, okay, for lumbar, cervical strain. Okay, that's good, radiculopathy. And he said that the MRI support the diagnosis. Okay. In regards to all of that, does he, at least in his notes, has he written down that those disabilities were caused by your military service? What's up, Thomas? Motherfucking Keys. What if you're diagnosed with something on active? Can C&P examiner override that and say the condition does not exist? No, Thomas. No, they can't. If you're still active duty and you're going through like the benefits delivery at discharge, and a C&P examiner is saying that, I would just simply, if you're working with a VSO, if you're not, simply request an inadequate exam. The C&P examiner is, trying to publish misinformation and everything like that. When it comes to the DBQ, because if it's clearly in your record, you have a diagnosis. It's not just a complaint, you're trying to ride on. No, you got an actual diagnosis, a couple of months, days worth of, you got a couple of documents worth of medical evidence for that diagnosis. That C&P examiner can't be like, oh, no, it didn't happen on active duty when it's clearly there. Whether it be in your service treatment record or if you're seeking private medical while you're active duty, if those dates and that diagnosis aligns to your service, your time in service, hey, it's happening in service. It's not associated with the STR, but it's associated with my active duty time period. Well, what's going on, Thomas? True crime, he said, of course, I have SSD. Okay. He just wants mental health to label it. He can only put in those notes that the pain started since basic training and has escalated. Okay. Has escalated and, has gotten worse over time. Definitely want to, show that continuity. You got more comments over here? No. No problem, Thomas. No problem. Appreciate your strife. Appreciate you stopping in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate you, dog. But yeah, you gotta. Yeah, we definitely gotta think outside the box when it comes to the VA claims process. Like, not just one thing is gonna work. You may have to take a different route. Take the path that's less traveled. That's gonna get you to that goal. Service connection, 50%, 100%. PNT, SMC, whatever the case may be, we definitely gotta, and true crime, you're doing good. You're like in the right, you're doing it at the right time, getting all the right doctors to help you out. Like, this is a good time for you. Hopefully whenever you do put in that claim, you get, a solid 100%. If not, strong 80, 90%. I got you, feel you. I need to learn more about SMC. Yeah, Thomas. I think I do too. I do know there's majority of the SMC levels. It equates to veterans who have, terrible eyesight, or they're pretty much blind or missing limbs. But then on the flip side, it says, okay, if you have a 70% solid disability or higher, or more disabilities that equate to, I believe it's 60%, you can apply for different SMC levels. But at least on the front of the SMC levels, it just seems like it's either eyes or some type of missing limb. Definitely got to dive deeper into that as well, Thomas. Definitely got to dive in there. True crime. Positive I could have convinced him, but his male nurse was giving me too much resistance. Okay. So I told him about the info all on YouTube. Okay, he said he don't know what they're talking about. There is. I was like, hey, bro, I know you know what YouTube is. You're a doctor. I'm sure you know the Matrix. Oh, what's up, man? Looking good. Oh, appreciate your text, Max. Appreciate your strife. Miss Tip, thank you for all the information. Oh, coming over here from motherfucking TikTok. Appreciate your love. Miss Tip, is it Tiff? It's probably Tiff. I'm over here, fucking around. Appreciate the love. Thank you for all the support. The information that you give out, just showing my support. Appreciate it. Miss Tiff. True crime, no need for a Nexus or DBQ. Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily need it, but if you were to get one filled out for any disability that you plan on filing, true crime, I mean, it's not going to hurt that claim, because if you got sufficient medical evidence, it shows that it either started in service or it was caused by an already service-connected disability. They're going to call you in for a C&P exam, and then it's that battle. So, and then through a C&P exam, they're going to be filling out that DBQ, that disability benefits questionnaire, as well as filling out an IMO, independent medical opinion, or the infamous Nexus letter. Motherfucker Tex-Mex. Still waiting on news for my high-level review. Nothing since April. Have you tried, I think we spoke about this a couple times. Have you tried contacting Vera? VERAVA on google.com. Have scheduled for them to give you a call. Tex-Mex. Thomas. LED is common. Yup, 100%. True crime. He said that only if you need to appeal. And I'm like, I don't want to have to appeal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get this right the first time. He said, YouTube vets are wrong. That motherfucker, he crazy. See, he's been sprinkled with a little bit of, taintedness. I mean, he's helping you out regardless, at the end of the day. But going into a claim, whether it's your first claim or your last claim or, somewhere in the middle, if you're going in with a diagnosis, regardless if it's direct or secondary, your medical evidence supports that. You have a DBQ from your doctor that's been seeing you on a frequent basis, months, years. IMO, Nexus letter from that same doctor or, their supervisor. It's going to look a lot better than going into the C&P examiner that you're only going to be seeing, 5 minutes to an hour. Most vets, you got to manage that C&P exam because they like to get us in, get us out before we can ask any real questions or make sure what's going on. So whenever you do get these C&P exams, once you get to that point, you want to make sure that you're not being rushed. I say taking in a DBQ, a blank one. If you can't get one, take in a blank one, make sure all the questions are being asked, especially when it comes to anything mental health, as well as, the musculoskeletal issues, especially with cervical strain and lumbosacral strain, because, depending on your level of severity, I think it's 0 to 40 for cervical, 0 to 30 for cervical, 0 to 40 for lumbosacral strain, unless you have ankylosis. That's when you open up the 40, 60, and 100% alone for your low back pain, to include any secondary disabilities such as radiculopathy, sciatica, and upper extremities, as well as in the lower extremities. I didn't say no need for a Nexus DBQ. That's what. Okay, there you go. It's Tiff. My mom is just extra with the name. So okay, there you go. Hey, moms they be thinking they know best. I'm the third, so my mom, she just like, fuck it, he'll be the third. I'm not gonna even figure out, what kind of name we gonna give him. So there you go, motherfucker Debo the third. No rhyme, no reason. Thomas. How impactful are bilateral and dominant in your overall rating? I have several. So the only issue, the bilateral factor is good. It does, if that disability warrants or it has a higher percentage, such as we go with past planets, flat feet. Flat feet, you can get anywhere from 0 to 50% for 1 foot alone or with both feet. So if you have predominantly, it depends on your medical evidence. You can have severe flat foot and 1 foot, not so much in the other. It may be mild, but both feet are affected. So you'll get the bilateral factor if you're claiming for both. 2 feet on a claim look better than 1 foot, depending on the severity, and it does open up your opportunity for the higher percentages when it comes to something like past planets flat feet. You can get anywhere from 0, 10, 30, and 50% for that. As in when it comes to different disabilities such as shoulders, bilateral factor, hips, left and right side, knee, left and right. I would say when it comes to that knee specifically, you might want to have those disabilities separate. because they tend to yield higher percentages. Especially with the knee, you can get limitation of flexion, limitation of extension, as well as instability, all service connected, as long as your medical evidence supports that you're having issues with all three areas. That makes sense. I know it was a long-winded question for that, but hey, true crime. Of course, I want my claim strong as hell. Don't want to go through this multiple times. Yeah, 100%. Same there. I'm with you. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. I was in the same position. I'm like, let me do this right the first time, so I ain't gotta keep coming back. So, yeah, 100%. Text message. Yeah, Barrel said high level review hasn't been issued to the rater, so no use. Okay, so I mean, if you know that your medical evidence is good, that claim was good, you just gotta see, a shitty C&P examiner or a shitty VA rater the first time. Hopefully, you get that higher level review. You get to voice your concern. Definitely, tips on that. Whatever was voiced in the decision letter, that was the reason for that denial. You want to make sure that you really hone in on that reason, or if it's if it's 1, 2 reasons, whatever the case may be. You want to definitely make sure that you're addressing that issue. Like, hey, they're saying I ain't got a diagnosis. Here it is, right here. Here's all my medical evidence. Here's all my treatment for the last 4 or 5 years, whatever the case may be. Definitely want to hone that in. To be like, okay, well, why was this denied? And you don't want to go you want to settle it at that review board. You don't want to have to go back into a remand and then they send you back to a C&P exam and maybe it might happen again. Who knows? But you definitely want to address it at the higher level review. Like, hey, I got all my medical evidence. I got this, and that. Take care of it, baby. Take care of it, baby. Thomas, if service connected for sleep apnea, does VA monitor use of CPAP machine? No, they do not. They have the ability to, but if they're really actually looking at it, nah. I don't think so. Unless you're going into the VA on a frequent basis, possibly to pulmonary, the sleep issue department. I find those hard to wear for long periods of time. Yeah, if you like to use the CPAP machine, there's different types of face masks for it, as well as different what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Different tools you can. They got mouth fucking guards where it just keeps your mouth open. It keeps it open for flies and shit to get in too. But there's different devices that you can use, but they're not. They're not once you get service connected for sleep apnea, they can't take it away. And the requirement to maintain the 50% is as long as you have, if you got diagnosed, and the required use of a CPAP machine. It's not the mandated use of a CPAP machine. So, just keep that in mind. A lot of vets, if they got denied on it or if they just want to pass bump scoop, oh no, you need to be using that motherfucking device every day. No, you don't. But, if you don't use it, hey, we know what happens. If it's severe enough. Motherfucking Tex-Mex, carpal tunnel, cubital tunnel syndrome, bilateral only at 30%. Okay. Is carpal and cubical lumped together? I'm not necessarily sure on that one. I can check that out. I'll check it out. With anything, as long as your medical evidence supports a differentiation, you can get service connected for both. If you have pars plana or plantar fasciitis, and your symptoms and your medical evidence, shows okay, they can't really tell when it's plantar fascia issues or when it's issues with the motherfucking flat-footedness, whatever the case may be. If they can't tell the difference, the VA usually lumps both of those together, and they'll give you one of the higher of the two. Appreciate the motherfucking super thanks, USMC dub. Appreciate the strife. Appreciate the support and love to the channel. Motherfucker, USMC dub with the $4.99 super tanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Where's that? That just went all the way. Yeah, but hopefully that answers your question. I'm post release also. I'm post release. Okay. So are you still okay? Post release. So you just came out of the hospital for that. Okay. And definitely you want to maintain that medical evidence as well. Tex-Mex. True crime. As you know, I have a Nexus letter typed up. Yep, 100%. Get it ready. Just need someone to read it, edit it, how they feel it fits, if needed, and sign. Yep, 100%. I also connected all my secondaries. Do you recommend going to a family doctor for that? If not, who? For secondary disabilities or for what? What are you talking about? Or for the actual Nexus letter? I mean, either or. I mean, if your family doctor is willing to help you out, hey, more power to them. 100%. They monitor CPAP. They monitor my CPAP usage. I would die. Okay, for Tex-Mex. Possibly because yours is severe. Possibly. I mean, that would be the only reason why they would be, managing, like actually looking at it, like, hey, Tex-Mex, you ain't used your CPAP in like the last 24 hours. What the fuck, yo? So you definitely want to address that. AME, I have a diagnosis for anxiety and GERD. I'm filing a claim for anxiety secondary to tinnitus. Can I file a claim for GERD secondary to anxiety at the same time? So I would say hold off on that unless, like, without a shadow of a doubt, your medical evidence supports a clear causation of tinnitus causing anxiety. You have your, complaints through your doctor. Your doctor acknowledged it. They say, okay, yeah, there's a link. You have a diagnosis for anxiety, as well as you got a diagnosis for GERD. And that medical evidence shows that, okay, anxiety is now causing GERD. So you can definitely put them together, but unless your medical evidence is really strong, the VA sometimes like to deny the primary, which will, that first claim, in which it'll deny the GERD as well. So it all depends on the information and the medical evidence that you are supplying to the VA. If that makes sense, Emmy. For the next letter, yeah, you can go to a family doctor for the next letter, true crime. What's up, Evan? Almighty, back again. My back hurts. What's the highest I can get for that? So the VA doesn't give percentages off of pain. So you definitely got to see, depending on your level of severity with your spine. If you're already service connected for lumbosacral strain, 0 to 30, it's like, okay, Gucci. But the pain that the VA they associate it with back pain comes in the form of ankylosis. So if you have any form of ankylosis totaling or, minor, that opens up the 40, 60, and 100% tier for your back. But, it all depends. But you can stack disabilities on top of your back, like if there's anything else that's causing, that your back is causing, you always secondary that, hips, sciatica and lower extremities. If it's causing a mental health disability, they go 100% to the moon. USMC Doug, thank you for all this useful information. Have a great weekend. You too. Motherfucker Simper. Fire. Do or die. Marine Corps. Or motivate. Appreciate the super. Thanks. Thomas Keys. Seems like the key to 100% PNT is several high value claims. You can. It's just all tactics. It's tactics. Like what I have. I got 50 for migraines, 50 for sleep apnea, and 70 for mental health. Those are my two highest. The rest are 20s, 30s, and then the only 10 I have is tinnitus, and then I got 0% for my ears, and a 10%. 0% for one ear, 10% for the other ear. But my three highest is 250s and a 70. Me. Thomas, radiculopathy helps with back. Yeah, 100%. And you get anywhere from, what is it? I haven't seen too many zeros, but there's a 0, 10, and 20% per leg for sciatica. And me, I have not found a doctor that will connect a secondary to anything since they are afraid of the VA. These fucking, so I have to pay for a Nexus letter and a doctor to do it for pay only. Okay. So when it comes to that, you don't necessarily, going into the process it's gonna be a lot better if you go in, with a Nexus letter, DBQ filled out, cool Gucci. But to establish the secondary, the VA wants to see, okay, you're service connected for your back, you're still being seen for your back. For example, you're complaining about your back causing sciatica. You're complaining about your back causing a mental health disability. Are those complaints in your medical history? Yes. Okay. Do you have a diagnosis? Yes. Makes it better. If not, why not? If you don't have a diagnosis, but you already do, but I'm just throwing it out there for some of those who don't. They have the complaint history. They've established that link between their already service-connected disability causing this secondary disability now. They're still lacking on the diagnosis, playing with the VA. That happens sometimes. How do you address that issue? Definitely through secure messages, and then just asking, talking to that doctor directly. Hey, I've been putting this in secure messages for the last 9 months, 2 years, whatever the case may be. I've been taking medication for X for the last 3 years. Why haven't I gotten the diagnosis yet? Oh well, you know what? I want to speak with your supervisor. Just keep requesting to speak with a supervisor until it gets to the right person. Play the games, baby. Thomas Keys for migraines. How many a month would meet 50% criteria? I think 1 month is for 30%, so maybe 2 or 3 a month for 50%. It says for 50%. I think it's two to 3 prostrating migraines a month. But it all depends. The way I see it, it seems like the VA, they'll take a migraine claim, and if it's just meeting the criteria, they'll be like, oh, well, let's just give them, 30%. They'll knock it down a peg. If you're getting migraines, you're taking medication, you got 30 days supply, you're getting this shit every goddamn, refilled every month. Hey, put the true number. If you're having a migraine every week, you're having a migraine every week. How long is it lasting? Is it taking you out of work? Pardon me. Is it taking you away from your family? Have you taken days off of work? Have you exhausted all of that? Frequent is kind of open-ended. Yeah, it is. It's just left, leave it up to your imagination. If you're getting migraines, motherfucking 5 times a week, you got the medication to support. You got, if you've been fired from work, if you can't work, whatever the case may be, build that medical evidence. I ain't saying, budget, but since it is open-ended, you want to make sure that you do meet the criteria. Whenever you're experiencing a migraine, jot it down in your log, diary, migraine buddy app. And I would say go as far as even hit up your doctor. Be like, hey, I'm having a migraine, blah, blah, blah. Secure messages on the phone. Depends on what type of relationship you have with your doctor. And if they're writing information down that you can utilize for medical evidence, that's the name of the game. Like you building medical evidence. You only get to see a neurologist. Neurologist at the VA once a year. And I message him. They do not respond. Okay, I understand the secure message, but VA doctors on not responding, and they do not really care about veterans filing. Yeah, 100% they don't. So in that case, that's why I say use the secure messaging. So if there's an issue with you not having that secondary disability, or you're not having further treatment on that disability, you can voice that in your claim in a personal statement. Hey, I've been submitting secure messages for the last year and a half. I'm only, the neurology department is only scheduling me for 1 appointment a year, and they're not answering phone calls. They're not answering messages. They're not, when I physically come in, they're busy. That's your fight. Like, hey, I've tried as much as I can. I'm still experiencing these issues, and I need to get the proper VA rating, service connection for this, so I can take care of it, whether it be at the VA or outside in the private world. Depending on what y'all plan on getting me for this service connection. I see my true crime. I see my neurologist often, like once a month. See, there you go. At the VA or through the private route. True crime. Oh. I know you heard that. Over here, cracking. I'm gonna need that Friday drink soon. Yeah, I was gonna ask that next. Community care from the VA. Hey, there you go, true crime. There you go. Have you tried the community care route, Emmy? A private doctor is the only solution since you are paying for the business. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, I fully went through the private route. I mean, at that time, I didn't, back in 2017, 2018, I didn't know about community care. I didn't figure out about community care until like, I think like 2021, when I was helping a buddy, because he solely just uses VA. And he was, he wasn't working at the time. He was trying to, get the medical evidence that he needed because he was risking a decrease. But it was like, by the time you even get to if you try to go solely through the VA, it may, who is community care? Community care is pretty much if you're not getting services or if the VA is booked, or if you're not getting help from a VA doctor, you can always request to community care. They'll push you out to a private doctor. They're still paid by the VA, but you're seeing a civilian doctor versus a VA doctor. Come on, Emmy. Come on. Come on, man. Yep, there you go, 100% right there. True crime. Have you tried? Okay, well, if you're asking who is community care, you probably haven't tried them yet, Emmy. I would suggest, hey, talk with your provider. If they're blowing smoke up your ass, I mean, you can go straight to I think it's patient advocacy. Patient advocacy. And yes, I've used them because there are not enough VA doctors. Okay. Tell your PCP to schedule you community care appointments. Okay, there you go. Or you can do that. I mean, it depends on what type of relationship you have with your primary care provider. If you're like, hey, walk in, schedule me for community care, they'll be like, why? Because you're a piece of shit. That's why. Dab on them. I mean, you ain't got to tell them that, but I would. I told mine that multiple times. Up to the point I said, I'm out. I'm fucking done with this. I ain't dealing with you no more. Come on, gooch killers. But hey, money. Questions. I can't stand my PC. Yup. I said bye to the VA medical a long time ago. I mean, if I ever need to go back to VA, I definitely wouldn't go back to that same one. Probably San Diego. Motherfucker Bill Cosby, he always says good things about the San Diego fucking office. So I'll check them out, one day if I need something. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, definitely with MRIs and X-rays, CAT scans. If you need any of those through the VA and you're in like the SoCal area, San Diego Torrey Pines VA office is IBS gang, baby. IBS A1 money sauce. Telling you. But hey, until next time, just wanted to hop on air, talk to y'all, give y'all some advice. About to retreat to the Friday routine. Motherfucker, true crime. After I send her an elongated message documenting how useless she is for proper care of vets, then I'll dismiss her as my PCP. There you go, 100%. I mean, I say it in person, further build upon that medical evidence. But come on. But I got to get it documented first. Yes, ma'am, 100%. But hey, until motherfucker next time, y'all stay Gucci with it, 2023 year to vets. Y'all better send those motherfucking elongated messages, true crime. Motherfucker stay motivated. Motherfucker Debo out.